여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Other side. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Okay, other side. Okay, 1, 2, come across with your elbow, okay? 1, 2, come across with your left elbow. So it's a jab, cross, left elbow. And pivot on your lead foot, coming straight across. Okay, go. 1, 2, 3. Go. 1, 2, 3. Go. 1, 2, 3. Go. 1, 2, 3. Sit. 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Other side. 하나, 1, 2, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Other side. 1, 2, 3. Grab, knee strike, and move it forward. Then we're going to slide back. We're going to go 1, 2, 3. Grab them, knee strike. Step forward. Got it? Go. 1, 2, 3. Grab, knee strike. Slide back. Good. Set. 넷. 다섯. 여섯. 일곱. 여덟. 아홉, 열. 하나, 둘, 셋, 넷, 다섯, 여섯, 일곱, 여덟, 아홉, 열. Very good. Right leg back. Okay. From here, we're going to go fingertips. Straight out. Fingertips. Okay. Other fingertips. Okay. Grab. Knee strike. Hands forward. Slide back. Jab, fingertip, fingertip. Grab, knee strike. Okay. One more time. Hands are up like a guard defense. Fingertips, fingertips. Okay. Go. Set. 넷. 다섯. 여섯. 일곱. 여덟. 아홉. 열. Okay. Now from here, we're going to go jab, step outside, reverse knife hand, step back. Jab, reverse knife hand, step back. And a reverse knife hand, you get your thumb out of the way, pull it across, and you're hitting with the finger side, forefinger, that part of your hand, that edge. This is the knife edge. And this is the reverse knife hand. Knife hand, reverse knife hand. If your thumb is sticking out, you hit with your thumb. So bring your thumb across, and there. Okay, that's what we're hitting with. The targets could be the philtrum, the front right below the nose itself, right? Could be the temple, could be the cheekbone, could be to the back of the head with the reverse knife hand. So from here, we're gonna go jab, reverse knife hand, okay? And step back. The jab goes here, the reverse knife hand, you move your body to the outside, and then bring the reverse knife hand to the other side, you see? So we go 1, step out, 2. Go, 1, step out, 2. And when I step out, my jab hand is right next to the side of my face for defense. Eh? We go 1, 2. 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 Couple more. 1, 2. Ha, ha. Ha, ha. Ha, ha. Ha, ha. Ha, ha. 2 more. All right, right leg back. Now we're going to go jab, jab, step outside, reverse, rear leg turn and kick to the body, step forward and come back. Okay? So 1, 2, step outside, reverse knife hand, okay? Rear leg turn and kick to the body, step forward and come back. Let's try it. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slide back. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slide back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Slide back. 1, 2, 3, 4. And slide back. Go. 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 Now make sure you're breathing with your techniques. Exhale with each technique, but make sure you inhale. Okay? All right, show. Okay, from here, right leg back, jab, pivot, back fist strike, slide back. Jab, pivot, back fist strike, slide back. Now the back fist, I pivot like I'm going to do a back kick. My hands are close to my body. The back fist strike is right outside. Comes across and I'm hitting with the back side of these 2 knuckles, right there. So when I hit, instead of having my fist like this, I'm going to expose those 2 knuckles by rotating outward just a hair. So when it comes across, the contact point are these 2. So jab, pivot your body first, turn your head around. Head first, look where the target is, and then let that arm swing across, okay? Use the rotational force to gain more power. 1, 2, and slide back. Now we're going to go on the other side. 1, 2, and slide back, okay? Go. 1, 2, okay? Go. 1, 2. Go. 1, 2. And go. 1, 2. And set. Next. Salsa. Yasa. Go. Yo. Aho. Yo. Now you'll notice when you do this, it takes some time to get spun around, right? And in that time period of you spinning around, you could get punched in the back of the head. You're taking your eye off your opponent. All of these things are dangerous things to do. So when you start, one of the things to consider is that the first technique, the jab, is setting up the person to go where you want them to go. So when I set up to spar, get the person in front of me, I'm going to jab slightly to my lead side. And what that does with many people is as they get jabbed to that lead side, they're going to move their head, right? And they're going to start moving towards my back fist. So I kind of go to this side of them with the jab, they move this way, and they walk into the back fist. So we're going to do the same drill. This time visualize a little bit, punch it to the inside just to get them to kind of go to your backside, and then they're closer and a little bit faster. They've moved into the technique by your jab moving them that way. In other words, I'm not trying to hit them with the jab. I'm trying to get them to move into this because that's what I want to hit them with. All right, so let's try that a little bit. Try to visualize that. Go. One off to the side. Two. A little more of an angle. They've moved into it now. That's a little bit faster, okay? Go. All right, less rotation. You're only turning about 270 versus 360. So less, you get there faster, right? Go. One, kind of cheat bang. Go. 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 Try both sides. Do both sides. Switch back and forth. All right, okay. So this same idea of kind of getting your opponent to go where you want them to go to your backside for your backside kick is the same with lead leg kick or with the other jab to go set them up for a back kick. So we start with our right leg back and we kind of do that jab to the inside. They start to move to my backside into my back kick, okay? So let's just try to do that motion. We're not kicking high, and we're not kicking 300 or 180 degrees. I'm not taking my back leg and going all the way, straight ahead. I'm going about 135 degrees, okay? Because I've moved the opponent to my backside with this jab, which is a little bit offline. It's a fooling thing. I'm trying to fool them to get them to go that way, bang, with the back kick. Okay, so let's try that. Right leg back. Go. So angle, angle, angle with the front, and then over there. It's less turn, less rotation. Left leg back. Go. 1, 2. Go. 1, 2. Get them to go that way to your backside. Go, go. 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 Do a couple more, both ways. Okay? So I've used my jab to get them to go to the back side where I want them to go. I'm trying to force them to move a certain way. They may already be moving that way, so you don't want to be super obvious and go punch over here. You want to be like close, but just offline enough so they feel that fist and they want to move away from it, okay? So you're just offline a little bit, then they'll move. don't make them understand what you're trying to do by kicking, punching over here or wasting it. They have to believe it's going to come to them. One of the other ways we can do this, get them to go the way we want, is to step across our body. So if I got my opponent in front of me, I step to here, they'll move to my backside and walk into my hook kick. So let's just try that motion. Visualize your opponent in front of you. You're going to step to the front here. They're going to move to your backside like that, and we're going to hook into the face, okay? So we're going to try to change our angles again. It's cutting them this way. I kick less. I don't have to rotate as far, and I can just hook that heel right up into the face. Okay, so let's just try that. Just a nice step. 1, 2. Let's just try that. Right leg back. Left leg comes, steps to the right. Right leg hooks up to the face, okay? So just visualize your opponent in front of you. Kind of step off to the side. Bang. Try that a couple more times. Go. You have your hands in front of you as a check. You're getting ready. Step outside. Boom. Okay. Boom. Okay, now let's try the dumb side. For me, it's the dumb side. My left side. Step across. They move to my right. Bring my left leg up into the face. Okay, left hook. Okay, so I got my right leg forward. 1, 2. Hands up for check. 1, 2. Good. Set. Net. Dasa. Now, if you got a partner like Sergey and David, you can do these again back and forth and try to get your opponent to move to your backside. In all of these that we're doing, we are facing each other in closed stance. Okay, so we're going to take a look at you guys. So you have in closed stance facing each other. You're going to be having the same leg forward, okay? So go ahead and both of you put your left leg forward. Okay, so David, I want you to jab with your left hand towards Sergey, okay? Go ahead. Yes, now, instead of jabbing right to his face, go a little bit to his left side or to your right side of his head. Go ahead. Yeah, now he starts to move, right? Now pivot on your left foot and back fist to the face, but be careful. Go. Yeah, now he's moved into that. You see what I'm saying? That jab got him to move, okay? Now let's face each other again. Same leg forward. Now Sergey, you're going to step with your left foot to your right. Just do the last technique we just did. So you step to your right with your left foot, turning your back to the opponent, right, and away to his side, then hook up with your right foot. Yes. Now you see how the distance gets shorted. So you really got to be careful when you're practicing this technique with a partner, because the distance changes when you turn your back. These little steps and the little shifting that you're doing changes where the opponent goes. So it's very important to try to practice these and think about how to make your opponent move where you want them to go, especially to your backside. A lot of people like to go to the backside. That sets them up for the reversing techniques. Any kind of back spin, back fist, back kick, those are all potentials, okay? All right. Very good. Okay. So, right leg back. Okay. Hands are up, hands are out like a checking. I'm going to have my hands out, okay? I'm going to take this lead hand, I'm going to block one of their hands. I'm going to block their hand, okay, to the side, and I'm going to do that right cross. So they're in closed stance and they're jabbing, and I'm going to move their hand to the inside and step outside and do my right cross. And that right cross could be right underneath their jab to the ribs. Just going to step off line, boom, okay? Step off line, boom. And you notice I'm standing right in front against my opponent. When I block, I step off line, and then I punch. So this movement to the side, also I lower my body, and I can get into that floating rib or the side of the rib cage of the opponent. I'm not going to try to punch them in the face. I'm trying to move their hand and punch them right here in the floating rib. As they jab, they're exposed right here on the back side. So let's try that a couple times. It's a block jab, okay? It's like a parry. This is a parry because I'm not doing like a traditional block like that. I'm going from my hands open, just deflecting it as his motion comes forward, and he walks into this right cross, which is what I want, all right? So hands up, go, 1, 2, go, 1, 2, set, hands are up, net, block to the inside, dasa, yasa, yogo, yodo, aho, yo. Very good, other side, try the dumb side. It's just, your hands are up, you're just gonna move them in, cross, and step at the same time. You step outside and move in. Step outside, move your hand in. Block in, punch, okay? Go, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, set, net, dasa, yasa, yoga, yodo, aho, yo. All right, right leg back. Okay. This time I'm going to come downward on their hands. Their hands are punching. They're trying different types of punches that are coming forward. I'm just going to bring the hand down on top. Down on top, then back fist. Down on top with their hands, back fist. This is a front strike with back fist. So I have to move my body side and there. So my other hand is up. Both hands are up. Down, back fist. Go, down, back fist. Go, down, back fist. This is a parry just to get their hands away from my face. Down, back fist. Go. That's it. That's it. Let your hand just do this motion. Down, back fist. Look up. 1, 2. Go. Hip, hip, hand. Go. 1, 2, 3. So it's a back fist. Go. Down. 1, back hand. Punch. Go. Down. Back hand. Punch. Okay, so I just did that one side. We'll switch in a minute. Hand moves their punches down. The back of my hand goes into their face. Okay, they don't see this because I've blocked their view. So, your hand is in front. They start punching at you. You bring them down, down, back fist to the face, punch. Okay, let's try it. Go. 1, 1, 2, 3. Go. 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 1, 2, 3. Other side. Okay. Down, back fist. It's a front strike, back fist. Just the down motion parry and then the punch. Move a little bit off line. If I'm standing in front, I'm going to move a little bit off line. Down and back fist. Okay. Here we go. Go. 1, 2, set, net. Other hand is up and ready. Dasa, yasa, back fist. You go, down, back fist. You go, it's fast. Aho, yo. Now down, back hand, cross. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3. Go. 1, 2, 3. Go. 1, 2, 3. Go, 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 1, 2, 3. All right. Very good. All of these movements are someone attacking me and I'm countering. These ones with the parry blocks, they're coming forward with a punch. Now, if you visualize them in open facing towards you, so they have opposite leg, and I block down. As they punch, their hand goes like this. So that back hand or back fist hits him on the face on the back side. If we're in open stance and he punches, hand goes down. As it goes down, their face comes forward, and you back fist. So you come from here, down, forward. And they're coming into it as they punch and get pulled down slightly. And we're not pulling them down a lot. We're just kind of slapping the hand down. Bang! Okay, so as that punch comes, it goes, and they kind of go. So that's what you want to visualize. So now I'm going to come across and back fist, okay? So from right here, my hands are up. The person coming in is throwing a right hand now. I'm going to block that and then back fist right to the side of their temple. As they throw that right hand, I'm going to block it and then back fist. Right, quick. Block, back fist. And it's a fast motion. My hand is up. It comes to across the inside and there. It's not trying to move his hand or make a big block. I'm just trying to slap it away to the side and back fist. Okay, here we go. 1, 2. 1, 2. Visualize them coming in with their big right hand. 1, 2. Keep your other hand up in case they miss or you miss. 1, 2. Okay, they're coming with that right hand. Have this one here. Blocking it. 2. Go. 1, 2. You can even block with both hands. 1, 2. Hands are up, block. 1, 2. Hands are up, block. 1, 2. Go. 1, 2. Other side. So just the lead hand. 1, 2. And keep your other hand up. Go. 1, 2. Go. 1, 2. Go. 1, 2. Now both hands. 1, 2. Hands are up. They block that big left hand now. Block it. Okay? And right when I block, I just go immediately. Snap. I block. Snap. Back fist right to the face. Okay? 1, 2. That's the kind of motion you want. So come across, right into the face. Okay? Now, a couple times. 1, 2. Both hands blocking. 1, 2. Go. 1, 2. Go. 1, 2. Go. 1, 2. All right, right leg, left leg back. Motion across. Come back across with your fingers. Okay? We block with both hands. Come straight across. It's 2 motions. 1, 2. This is not legal in sparring, competition. Not legal. Okay? It's okay. But it's a natural motion. I block the big punch. I come right across with my fingers towards the face. Right across the eyes, whatever I can get. In the eyes, hopefully. Right across the face, okay, with fingernails. So one more time. Left leg back. Step in, cross. Go. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. And the other side. 1, 2. 1, 2. I'm stepping in a little bit. 1, 2. 1, 2. Both hands block. Both hands. Both hands block. Cross. Go. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Okay, now, left leg back. I block both hands. This time, knife hand strike. I block, knife hand strike. I'm striking to the side of the neck, point of the jaw, temple. I'm all these weak spots on the body. I'm blocking on the side of their neck, bang. They throw the big right hand, they get blocked, then it comes to the side. So visualize that. Left leg back, both hands, knife hand this time. Go. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Now, if they're a little far away, you can take your fingers across the eyes. It's called a cross cut. Just go with your fingertips across the eyeballs. You didn't quite get the strike on the neck. You blocked it. They start moving back. Cross cut. Right across the eyes. Okay, same similar situation. 1 strike. 1 cross cut. Okay, other side. 1 strike. 1 strike. 2 strike. 2 strike. Block the big right hand, big left hand. Block. Boom. Boom. Strike. Block. Strike. Block. Strike. Block. Strike. And then cross cut. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. Very good. All right. Hands. You can practice on your own. This is good to practice in front of a mirror. And you set up in the mirror, working your hands. Reverse knife hand. Jab, reverse knife hand, stepping off line. Jab, reverse knife hand, stepping off line. Parry to the inside, reverse punch. Parry to the inside, reverse punch. All of these little hand techniques, back fist, inside back fist, okay? Inside knife hand, okay? All of these little hand motions, you're trying to protect your center line, move your body slightly offline, move your body slightly offline, shorten the distance on your reversing technique. Okay, so I'm right here. 1, 2, 3, okay? They move to the side here, away from your reverse rear leg turning kick to the body. One more time. 1, 2, 3, pivot, turning kick. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3, turning kick. Right leg back still. Jab, cross, reverse knife hand, turning kick to the body. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, other side. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Straight, straight, circular, circular. Straight, straight, circular, circular. Go. Straight, straight, circular, circular. 2 more. Very good. Right leg back. Block, back fist. Actually, we go block, strike. They move this way. Pivot, back fist. Okay? Block to the inside. Back fist strike. They move around. Back fist strike. So 2 back fists. First one, block, front. They move this direction. Back fist. Reversing back fist. Okay, one more time. 1, 2, 3. Okay, go. 1, 2, 3. Right leg back. 1, 2, 3. Go. 1, 2, 3. Maybe you got 2 guys. 2 guys attacking, huh? His buddy's got the big mouth. You block, back fist, he falls down. This guy's standing there. What happened? Boom. Slightly offline, okay? So maybe the reversing technique makes sense with different opponent line because I don't have to turn all the way around. If I turn all the way around, there's a lot of time and a lot of exposure. So if I can get them to get my target to be to my backside, off to the angle a little bit, much faster counter with the back or reversing motion, whether it's back kick or back reverse back fist. All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Couple more on this side. Block, back fist, reversing, okay? Left leg back, block, back fist, reversing. Left leg back. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Make your hands move fast, huh? Go. 1, 2, 3. Go. 1, 2, 3. 2 more. 1, 2, 3. And go. 1, 2, 3. And 1 more. What the heck? 1, 2, 3. All right. Good job. So, I see Mr. Who is that? I see your head and your head. Yes. Is that Mr. Lee? Yes, okay. And Ms. Patel? Yes, okay. So, Ms. Patel, you have to work on your hands. You have to get your hands much better. You have good kicks. You got to work on your hands. Miss O'Casey knows how to work her hands. She's got good hands. She has weaker shoulders. She has to be careful, though. They pull the shoulders right out. Too much power. So, your hands, when you're sparring, your hands are up. When you're in self-defense, your hands are up, okay? Hands are here. Fingertips, very easy. Okay, very easy. Slap. Move their block. Move their strikes. Block yourself. Protect. Strike immediately. Block, strike. Block, strike. Right? Hands are here. Block, strike. Okay? 1, 2, 3, bang! Block offline. Move offline. 1, 2, block offline. 1, 2, block offline. Move your hands. Move your body. You can do this practice on your own. Now you have some basic movement. All right? Make sure you practice your hands more. In sparring competition, we see a lot of the same thing. Hands, 1, 2, 3, right? Flurries. Sometimes the guys aren't very good technique. They go like this. But mostly, 1, 2, 3, we see. Almost always, when people do hand flurries in sparring, they do 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, then they quit. And when they quit, that's when you got to counter. Okay, you can counter you can block their hands, 1, 2, you can move back. They're done, that's when you counter. So it's the same kind of motion. Hands move down, hands move across. Move my hand open. Back fist, 1, 2. Reverse punch. Use your hands, use your body. Move your body offline. Reverse punch. Okay. Dangun tool. Dangun tool. Chumbi. Hana. Good. High punch. Neutral. Set. Neutral and then backward motion, right? Neutral, backward motion. Neutral, backward motion, and then punch.
Sir, I don't think your video is pinned.
You don't think my what?
Video is pinned.
Oh, we're watching those guys.
Well, half of them.
I was watching their upper half. Thank you. Yeah, so let's do it again. I'll show, and then we're going to watch everybody kind of go through it a little bit and give some pointers, okay? All right. Chiliet, Chumbi, Dangun tool, Si Shet. Set. Let. Good. Bottle. Sure. So you notice, even though where I start and where I finish is about the same place. We want to be starting and finishing at the same place. And the last time I went over this pattern with y'all, we talked a little bit about the neutral position so that you can have a backward motion, as opposed to going directly to the technique. So, the first person I'm going to watch is Sergi. And I know we don't have a lot of room, and I know I can't see the whole pattern, but you can go ahead and do the pattern so I can see the beginning of it. And go on your own, okay? We're going to go ahead and watch you. Everybody can watch and see what we see here on his pattern. His light is not so good. Maybe we put flashlight on him, but we'll try, okay? Oh, there he is. We get at least the first half. Okay, Chiriet. Attention. Chumbi. Sijek. One. And he's gone. And he's back. We still got to work on that. Okay, Baro. Now unmute yourself permanently. Okay, now back up. Okay, Chiriet. We're gonna look at the first 4 movements. Chiriet is attention. Attention's hands at the side, heels together. No, don't show me your palms. I don't want to see your palms. Yeah. Elbows slightly bent. Yeah. Opposite direction. Hands slightly out. Elbows in. Yeah, but palms not toward me. Okay, it's kind of okay. Chumbi. Yeah, we got to work on this whole part. Your hands got to be close together now, closer together. Yeah, more bend to elbow. A little bit more. There you go, close. There you go, umbilicus. Yeah, right there. Okay. First movement by the count. Hana. It's very evident. Not the finished position, which we can fix, but the very first thing he did, what did he do? He dropped his hands down below his waist. You don't have to do that. Go back to Chumbi. Yeah, you bend your knees and elbows, lift your hands up. Okay, go to the neutral. Yes, backward, and then catch up. Okay, now bring your backhand, bend your elbow of your backhand more. More flex on your back, your right elbow. Yeah, go ahead and do the technique. Just do the technique to the end, and I'm going to fix the position. Okay, don't drop your hands. Go. Yes. Okay. Bring your right hand upward a little bit more. There you go. Better. Bring your left elbow down a little bit more. Your fingertips are supposed to be at your shoulder line. It's a middle knife hand guarding block. Okay, so don't extend your elbows too much. Your front elbow should be just a little bit more. That's better. Now you're blocking something. Okay, good. Better. Much better. Okay. Go forward. Don't drop your hands. Go forward. Punch. Yes. Much better, huh? Okay, Baro. The last part I'm going to do is I'm going to show you. Everybody can watch. I'm going to show you the continuous motion, which is the hardest part of Dangun. I'm going to show it from the front because we always see it from the back, okay? We're here. Here's what it looks like. Half facing, full facing rising block. Your rising block is in full facing. I'm at half facing at the low block. I pivot, come up, down, down. Okay? From the side, it looks like this. So now we're going to watch Okasi do that. If you're ready. You got to unmute yourself so we can hear your breathing too.
So should I just start from the...
Do the high punch. Yeah, do your left. It's a left walking stance with a high punch. Left punch, left walking stance. Left. That's right. There you go. Perfecto. Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Okay, go again. Okay, so the first part is your preparation. Now, wait, go back. Put the punch out there. your left hand will be on top of your right hand. In the prep, you got it underneath, yeah, towards the front. Put it on, now switch your hands right there. Put your left, there you go. Yes, like you're grabbing your ear with your left hand. Yes, that's the low block. Yes, inside, okay, go. Now go back. You do the punch, put your hands back to back, put back to back hands. Back to back, yeah, now you turn your right hand palm away. Right hand is palm away. Your other right hand. There you go. All right, now you're good. See, I'm watching it in mirror, and I still knew which hand it was. Okay, low block. Yeah, low block now. You're in half facing, okay? Bend your elbow a little bit more on your blocking hand, and bring the elbow down a little bit more. Down, yeah? And put the palm down a little bit farther. Put your hand down a little bit lower. There you go, a little bit better. Okay, good. Now, you're going to pivot to full facing and go hands back to back again with the blocking hand on top. So see your right hand, that's right. Right hand, left hand, exact same position as the low block. Exact same. The only difference here for the rising block preparation is that your hands now, both hands are down around your floating, that's right. Okay, they prepare down there. Whereas the low block prepares at your shoulders, this one prepares down at your floating rib. Now you're already in full facing, okay? So you're down right now, you should be down, bend your knees. Now you're gonna come up slightly on your, and raise your heel of your back foot and then throw the block. There it is, and make sure that the forearm is over your center line. There you go. Now let's start from the left punch, one more time. You guys, everybody who's watching this can watch, you can also do this motion. This is the hardest part of Dan-gun. Everybody's got to do it right. I don't want to see it wrong again at the next test. Okay. All right. Back to, so your hands go back to back, and your blocking hand is closer to you. Yeah. One, and then the same prep down at your waist. Yeah. Full facing, up and down. Not so bad. Not too bad. Okay. Now you got to practice it 150 times. All right. Next person, Mr. Lee. Both of you guys, you can kind of both be side to side, 6 feet apart and in the back. I want to watch both of you do this. Okay. So punch left towards your right there, put a walking stance. There you go. Left. All right, here we go. You're going to block towards us. Okay, go. Just do the low block. Go. Hey, not too shabby. You need a little bit more rotation. Remember, your stance needs to be shoulder width wide, Miss Patel. Shoulder width wide. Oh, yeah. Okay, now bend your elbow more on your blocking hand, and don't bend your wrist. Make your wrist straight like a punch. There you go. Better. Okay, now go back to punch. Okay, remember the back-to-back, hands back-to-back, you have to do a slightly backward motion. You're going to do a little sliding backward motion before you do the block. So you come to neutral, and then you go back. Neutral, and then go sliding, sliding, and then down. It's a slightly backward motion. I'm going to show you this. Everybody can watch this on me one time. All right. So I'm here. I'm going to try to get close enough so you can see this. I'm here. Where am I? I'm here. Yeah. Okay. I'm going to come to here. My neutral position is my knees bent, elbows bent. My hands are about shoulder line. I'm going to take my arm and do a slightly backward motion, and then do the technique. So it goes like that. It goes 1, 2. There's a motion. You see that motion? There's the neutral and backward. So it doesn't stop. I don't stop at all. Once I start, I'm going, but it goes. Okay? This forces that blocking hand to go faster. Okay? And then, again, the neutral, slightly backward. Okay? So I have a continuous motion. When I go to the preparation, I don't do this. It's not a stop position. It's not in stasis. It's continually moving. Okay? So that's an important point for you to understand when you're doing this block. I demonstrate to you the neutral position. Like, this is your prep. but don't stop here and don't make another move out of it. Don't go, okay? It's just easy, 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 okay? Fluid motion, motion, the whole time motion, both hands, both arms, both arms. Yeah, so you, Ms. Patel, you can see she bring your prep is right here, close, and then you kind of go, you have no room. Do it out here, do it out here. Out here, you know, keep it away. Sorry, I'm not spotlighted. Do it away from your body, you know, like here. Not here. Okay, don't come here. Okay, there you go, better. Okay, let's go to the high punch. Both of you are gonna do it. Here we go. High punch. We're almost done, you guys. Okay, go. Stance is always first. Don't bend your wrist, Miss Patel. Bend your elbow a little bit more. There you go. Stance is, you can bring your whole shoulder out to the left a little bit more. Yeah, and bring your palm of your hand should be right above your knee. Mr. Lee's got it a little bit better position. If you turn around and look at his is about perfect. So it's a little bit more to your left side with the blocking hand. The blocking hand's a little bit more to your, there you go, a little more to your left. Remember that the technique is actually coming from that angle, from your left side angle into your body. And that's what you're blocking, is that low technique into your floating rib area, okay? Now, from there, you're gonna pivot into full facing, bend your knees and bend your elbows, and be full facing, and bring up and spring your right foot so your heel comes off the ground, okay? 1, do it. Yeah, and then you go ahead and do the prep to the down points. We're gonna go down, so you've got the block, you're gonna do the prep, low, bend your knees, bend your wrist. Now you're gonna do the stand up a little bit, and as you stand up, you're going to do the slightly backward motion, and then as you set your body back down, you rise the hand. That was actually the right motion. Now that you've figured out the motion, we're gonna have to make it strong, okay? So yeah, you've got it kind of figured out. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. So let's try the punch again. We'll do it one more time. Punch. Okay. Let's do the whole thing all together. Just take your time. Low block, then rising block. Okay. Remember, it's half facing, and as soon as you get done with your low block, you're going to pivot to full facing and then do the rising block. Just try to make it all smooth. Go. Half facing, full facing. Yeah. So the hard part is getting that full facing set before you do the rising block. Because what you want to do is stay in the half facing and then twist your hips into the rising block, and that's not how we do it, okay? Yeah, and Miss O'Casey, you almost had it. You got to get into that full facing just a little bit sooner. Okay, Sergey, I'm going to watch you. We'll keep working on it. I'll send you a video and you guys can watch, okay? I'll send you a video of me doing it and you guys can watch it and work on it, because this is the hardest part of Dangun. Okay, left walking punch to your right. There you go. All right, here we go, Sergi. Do the whole thing just the way you want it. Half facing, full facing, not too shabby. Your stance is too narrow, right? Yes, yes, that's the most important part. Hit that stance. Go back and do it again. Hit the stance on the low block too, okay? Go. Yeah, too narrow, huh? You're too narrow. Yeah. Hit that stance on your low block. Just do the low block. Don't do anything else. Go. Okay, now go back. Now don't drop your hands below your waist. Okay? When you prep. Go. Oh, much better. Much better. Now, full facing and lower, bend your elbows and knees. No. Full facing. Go to the neutral. Pivot your hips, bring your right shoulder forward. Your right shoulder forward. Yes. Bend your knees. Bend your, yes. Now you're going to stand up a little bit and do the backward motion with your hand, and then straight up. Now the only problem was you kind of turned your upper body facing a little bit. You want to stay in full facing. Okay, I'm going to show you guys one more time. Here we are. I'll send you, I'll post a small video to the message so we can kind of work on this. From here, Good stance, half facing, elbow in, hand palm above the knee, hand is down, okay? Half facing, my lead shoulder is a little low, okay? Next movement, full facing. Now notice my shoulders, my hips and my shoulders don't move after I've gone to that full facing. 1, 2, and down, up, down. It's half facing, full facing, down, up, down. Okay? If I was to do it from full facing and just keep going, you'll notice that I don't move my hips or my shoulders. The thing that moves is the down, up, down motion. Down, up, down, and I drive my heel. So half facing, half facing, half facing, full facing technique. One more time. And then half facing as I move to neutral and full facing. So now I have a little bit of hip rotation as I move forward with the 3 rising blocks. In the continuous motion rising block, I'm going to turn my hips before that block. As soon as that block starts to go to prep, bend my knees and elbow down, and then up and then down, and I stay square. So I know you've seen it, and I know that I've explained it. The problem is making your own body do it. And then you'll start to feel it right, okay? So do it on rhythm, and remember that your prep position is not, the neutral position is not a stop. It's not a stop. It's just, I just took a snapshot of this, okay? I took a snapshot of that. I just went, but when I do it for performance, there is no stop. Bang, bang. That backward motion, the prep position is sliding, 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 sliding. It just goes boom, boom. It's not a lock, it's not a movement. It's just the prep, okay? So, all right, 9:05. You made it through another one. Thank you all for coming. The few of you that made it. I know that Siobhan didn't sweat as hard this time. She did. You were at Saturday, weren't you? Yeah, so Saturday was good for your legs. You were a little bit sore. She said, kind of a little bit, not too much.
It was a bit sore from all the kicking, cannot lie.
Squats and kicking.
The squats, I think, is really what did it. I think having to do squats up into kicks, especially because I always try to go way too hard going from squats to kicks. So
excellent.
It was good.
We did a lot of different types of squats too. We kind of did toes out. We did the full ones. We did the split squats with the straddles and all of that. So it was I'll just say that I was hurting Sunday. Sunday I was hurting. Legs were hurting, and and now my back is hurting. So that's why I wasn't doing a lot of kicks tonight. But that's what happens. So hopefully I'll be good to go on Saturday. So Dongun, next time, let's get it right. Let's fix it. Don't drop your hands when you prep, man. Okay, keep your hands up. Do this motion, nice and continue. It's very similar to I'm here. If I'm going to do a movement and I block and strike, what I just went over in class, a lot of these hand movements, they're fluid. They're fluid, Boom, they're fluid. Bang, 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 bang. It's not like this, It's not like that. It's a flow. It's a flow. And the pattern should be very rhythmic. You want that to be very fluid. Once you start a motion, you don't have any part of your body really stopping. It's all fluid till you get to the technique, and then you stop, just briefly, right? Okay. Any questions about Dongun? Or any other pattern or anything?
I have a non-Taekwondo related question.
Shoot.
Have you seen Cobra Kai on Netflix?
Yes.
It's so funny.
How far have you watched?
I'm on season 2, episode like 3 or something.
Oh, really? You went through the whole first season and into season 2 now?
Yeah, it was good. I rewatched the original Karate Kid and then the newer Karate Kid, and then
It's awesome. The original Karate Kid was a good movie. I mean, I liked it. I mean, I thought it was okay. It didn't have the kind of martial arts quality that I had seen with a lot of the Japanese films or, Chinese films. And, but I still thought, okay, for an American version, it was okay, Daniel San came through and Mr. Miyagi is awesome. He's like, he's all chill and everything. And then when he unleashes his stuff, it's like, wham, he's knocking people out. That was pretty cool. Starts with the whole wax. I don't have to paint the fence all day, And so it's got some good things in it for sure. But the Cobra Kai is interesting take. I've only watched the first 3 episodes of it on the first season. I'm gonna keep trying to watch it. But it's just so sad what happens to. It's so sad, and then. His day, he has one of the worst days in the world, right? It's awesome, his little car, the last little bit of his old life. He goes to the old arena where he got kicked, and Daniel's daughter, is in the car that destroys his car.
It's like somehow the whole family always gets him.
There was a scene in, I think, the 3rd episode or something like that where Daniel has got he's at some big highfalutin party with his son, and his son's on the iPad, and his son's kind of overweight, sitting there just like, don't you want to go in the, he's asking, don't you want to go in the pool? Don't you want to go, let's go hang out, let's go do this, let's go do something active and something like that. And the kid's just like, no. He's playing his iPad, and then you hear him later yell at his dad, Dad, where are you going to come across with the drink? Because he'd gone over to get a drink, but he got distracted by his wife and was chatting with her for a while, and then the kid's like, hey, where's my drink? And I was like, man, that kind of hits home, that whole scene.
Kids are rough. It's worth seeing.
It's worth seeing. It's worth, if you've seen the first movie of the Karate Kid, then you can go on to watch Cobra Kai and more modern day version, more modern day.
I think the humor is pretty good in it. It slaps. Because, I don't know, sometimes they try to do that kind of, newer humor, I would say, and it just falls so hard where you're like, I'm not sure about these new characters. But I think they did a really good job of just, I don't know, making the characters not that likable, but very funny and entertaining.
Yeah, I think reality is not that likable.
Yeah.
And so when you can tap into that, just kind of ride that line where you have an anti-hero in a way, you kind of don't know whether you need to root for him or not. It's kind of an asshole. So you're like, But yeah, it's good. It's good. It's good little series.
Good because the show is just yes, he is actually an asshole, and that's not always the best strategy. It really does actually mess up his life sometimes.
Yep. Yeah, and people around him. Yeah.
Times it really works out, and you're like, good job. Yeah, I was just curious if anybody had seen any of it, because it was, I don't know, the newest martial art kind of show I'd seen.
Yeah, I also saw Mulan. And if you haven't seen that, I think it's beautiful. It's beautiful to watch. It's done in the flavor of those old Chinese films that were the kung fu type of films, where it's kind of have a lot of wire work and things like that going on in terms of the stunts. It kind of has that supernatural feel to it, but it's also got Jet Li in it and Donnie Yen in it, and some really high quality characters that are great martial artists, and the lead actress is great. And
I haven't seen it yet. I want
to.
Yeah,
it's worth seeing if you got an hour and a half or 2 hours to blow sometime. It's pretty. It's really, the scenery is beautiful because I think it's in the Mongolian area, different parts of China, northern parts of China. It's really some beautiful landscapes, and the cinematography is pretty. And all the outfits and their armor and everything is pretty spectacular and colorful. It reminds me a little bit of Kurosawa films in that regard. And if you haven't seen any Akira Kurosawa films, those are worth checking out too. Seven Samurai is a really good one. It's a long film. It's black and white, subtitled, but it is worth seeing. It's worth watching just for those characters that are the anti-hero characters and just more of a reality situation. It's feudal Japan time where there's samurais and things like that, but that's a pretty interesting, it's a pretty interesting movie. I recommend that one too. Anyone else seen a good movie lately? No, no movies.
I rewatched again the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. This,
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
yeah.
Yes. Now, did you have, before you went into the movie, did you know what happened in the Tate murders?
Not the first time I watched the movie yet. So I was like, who is this woman that keeps like showing up, you know?
So you didn't know that this is a real
Yeah, I didn't
terrible
know.
murder happened, like the story of Charles Manson. And so when you know that, the movie is amazing. Because you're loathing this oncoming future where this horrific act happens.
Mm-hmm.
And it ends up being, as Tarantino does, a quadruple horrific act, but it's not the act that actually happened. It's like a rewrite. It's a way, it's like almost like the way you would want it to be, because these are just some just evil, nasty people. Tarantino, at his finest, a lot of those things supposedly happened. And then there's that guy, there's a whole scene there with Bruce Lee, this guy who's playing Bruce Lee, and Brad Pitt, which is really funny. And he plays Bruce Lee just like it.
Yeah, I heard that Bruce Lee's family didn't like it that much.
Bruce Lee was a very egocentric person, you know.
It was very funny.
And, he was also a very good martial artist, and he was a strong fighter. He was an actor, but he was also he conditioned his body to an extreme level, and he's an impressive person. You know, he's one of the reasons why I got into martial arts in the first place, is seeing Enter the Dragon, which if you haven't seen that, you should see it. If you have any interest in martial art movies, you kiddos, I'm looking at you, Patel. Enter the Dragon with Bruce Lee. It's one of the first epic martial art type films. It's a good one.
We watched some martial arts movies as a club, like Ip Man. We watched all of those. I think we watched some other one too.
Yeah, Ip Man is with Donnie Yen, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's pretty awesome. He's quite a presence. Yeah. He plays that monk in the monk in Rogue One as well.
Yeah.
Of course,
He's the character you just want to love in that movie. You're just like, don't let anything happen to him, man. He's so awesome.
Yeah.
All right, you guys, I'm gonna go cash it in.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
I'll see you on Saturday. Do some shadow boxing in the meantime with your hands. Work on your hands. Think about your opponent. Move them out of the way. Move them where you want them to go. And we'll see you